welcome back to Concert Critiques in Cars with Emily. So this concert was at the Rock and Roll Hotel, and it was a sold out show, which was pretty awesome. So the band that was the headliner was the band CAMINO, and then the opener was a band called Hardcastle. Getting there was actually pretty okay. There was a lot of traffic, but I avoided a big portion of it. So when I got back onto the highway after the traffic, it actually was pretty okay. Parking was really easy. Again, I happen to know where the free parking is in this area, so it was really great. So I can't really complain about the ride. I mean, obviously if there was no traffic, it would have been nice, but can't really complain about it. So let's get into the show. So the opener I was really, really excited about because I had listened to some of their music beforehand and had seen people tweet about how great they were. So I was really expecting like amazing, awesome things, and they did a great job. The first song they played I didn't recognize, but it was a good one. It was pretty upbeat, got people involved. The second one I did recognize, so that was pretty cool. And again, it was like more of an upbeat song. Then they kind of had a lull. The third song was not my favorite. It was a little bit slower and it didn't really grab me at all. Like the lyrics didn't grab me and the music didn't really grab me. So that was a little bit of a lull for me. The fourth song was pretty good. And then they played some songs that I knew from having listened to them previously. So overall, I thought they did a really nice job. My favorite song was actually the last song, which they said that they had just finished recording and were going to release soon-ish, or they weren't really sure when they were going to release it, but that was like the best song. And it was interesting because up until that point, I was like, there's definitely something that's like just missing or just doesn't feel, I don't know, I couldn't really put my finger on it. And then when they played that song, it was like, that is exactly what was missing. Like, there was just such an energy about that song, and it was really catchy, and people were clapping along to it even though they didn't know it, and it just, like, that vibe was there for that song, and it wasn't there for the rest of the set. So yeah, I'm hoping that with some time, this band will become a more lively band on stage. Again, they didn't really do anything wrong. It was just, like, a weird feeling, and then all of a sudden the last song was like, oh, this is what we were waiting for this whole half hour. Like, this was so great. So I really loved the last song. Definitely excited to see what happens next with this band, especially considering how good that last song was. I really hope the rest of their album or EP, whatever is going to come out, is as good. All right, so headliner. I had been listening to them kind of on and off for the past couple weeks, so I definitely probably recognized about 5 or 6 songs and then knew, I would say, 2 or 3 songs really well. So they opened with a newer song, and then right after they opened with like one of the songs that came off of their first EP. So it was really good. Both songs were really upbeat, and I thought those were really good choices. The crowd was really enjoying it, and again, I didn't necessarily know those 2 songs, but I thought that the fact that everyone else did and was really excited about them was a good way to open the show for them. And then the third song was definitely a song I recognized. It was a little bit slower than the previous 2, but again, it was a good follow-up, and it didn't really change the tone of the show up until that point. So after a couple more songs, they kind of went a little bit slower, but again, it was like seamless transition, and the crowd was still like going nuts because they all like loved these songs. So it was really fun to see that even the slower songs in this band were not necessarily like a bad thing, because they just were songs that people loved and were still like jumping up and down during, even though it was a slow song. They even played a new slow song, or a newer slow song that they had never released before, which I actually really liked that song. I thought it was really, really good. It's called Internet, I think, and they said that they've been playing it live on and off for a year, and I really liked it because he kind of at the end was like, yeah, so we're not really sure if we're going to release it because we kind of just like having it as like a live show thing, and I love that. I think that's a really cool like concept to just have, like, maybe we don't release this song ever and we just play it when it's a live show. So I think that's really cool, and the song is really good. So I'd be interested to see, just because they haven't released it, if maybe someone had recorded it previously on YouTube and you know, is on YouTube somewhere. I'm sure someone has recorded it, but yeah, it was just interesting, and I honestly didn't see anyone in our show recording it. I mean, I was kind of in the middle of the crowd, so everyone in front of me didn't seem like they were recording it to then put it on YouTube. So I'm just curious if someone else has recorded it and put it on, or if like everyone just has this like unspoken respect of, okay, they haven't released it, so we're not going to record it. But yeah, it was a really good song. So it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see what they do with it, and if they decide to keep it as just a live show song, or if they actually decide to go for it and record it. After that, they played a couple more songs that were definitely more upbeat, and then at one point, like right after they played one of their popular songs, they kind of went into the slower song, and everyone seemed to know it. And I'm not saying that it was a bad song, it just wouldn't have been my choice. It was probably about 50 minutes into the set, and after this like super upbeat song that was just like, you know, everyone's jumping up and down, which was awesome, it was so great, they kind of like turned the lights off for a second and then came back with this slower song. And for me personally, I didn't really love the song, but then also it just like killed the buzz that I was totally on, because it was so good beforehand with all this like upbeat energy, and then all of a sudden it was just like, and now we're back to slow. So yeah, that was like the one song I probably could have done without. But other than that, then they came back with, again, like, so I guess I knew their more popular songs because those were the songs that were played more consistently on YouTube. So they started kind of playing those towards the end, which was really great. And then they did play a really great song to go off for the encore. And I really liked the last song that they played before they went on the encore. Then they came back on and they played an awesome song. It was just like short, quick notes, which, as you know, I love. So it was really, really fantastic. I really enjoyed the second to last song for, and then the encore opener. I thought it was really, really awesome. I really liked that song. And again, I had never heard that song, and I am definitely going to check that one out because I thought it was really, really good. Again, there's those quick, short notes. I thought the lyrics were really good. I really liked everything about it. It was really awesome. And then the last song they played was definitely their most popular song. So I, again, knew that, so I definitely appreciated that and thought that was pretty awesome. Yeah, I mean, overall, it was a really, really good show. I actually am definitely going to have a hard time rating this one because it's like part of me wants to, like, it was 10 worthy, and there are a couple reasons why it's not going to be a 10. But really, like, the biggest reason why I would not call it a 10 was because I personally didn't know a lot of the lyrics. So for me, it wasn't necessarily like one of those, you know, start to finish, sang all the lyrics, jumped around, had an awesome time. But I did have an awesome time, even though I didn't know the lyrics. So I definitely am not taking points off for not knowing the songs, because even though I didn't know them, they were fantastic. But the things I am going to take points off for, or partial points off for, that lull and just like that weird feeling that I got during Hardcastle. Again, great songs, really good band. I really like their music. There was just that element missing, so it definitely kind of took away, and maybe my expectation going in was too high, so maybe that's on me. But definitely going to take a little bit of credit off for that. And then that one slow song that the band CAMINO played, just for some reason, just really, like, it was right after two really upbeat songs. I was jumping around, I was having a good time, and then it was just like this slow song that wasn't even necessarily a great slow song. So I think I'm going to have to give this one a 9.75. Definitely an awesome show. If you ever get to see either band, I think you should definitely go see them because they are fantastic. Really great time, lots of energy, and especially a lot of potential with Hardcastle. I think they'll be a really great band one day once they kind of figure out their feel. But yeah, I had a really awesome time and really good bands, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Oh yeah, please like, comment, subscribe. I almost forgot that. Yeah, so please feel free to comment, tell me what you think, especially if you were there. I love hearing what you thought. Do you think I have an accurate review? Do you think I'm a crazy person? And